That's new.
That's not new, Tanner.
I mean, it was... Town is closer there. They moved it.
Town's to the right. You're going past the town.
Oh, fuck you.
Gonna get pulled over by the police too.
Yeah.
Getting pulled over, mate.
So Australia actually has 95% of the world's supply of opal, and 70% of it comes from Coober Pedy, which is called white opal. Also you can get crystal opal, but it's more commonly you get the white opal mines here. We're headed into the town, a lot of opal shops. Not many people live here, I'd say probably under 3,000-4,000. The famous Coober Pedy sign up on the hill. Cruise through, as you can see, a lot of hotels, motels. Got an IGA, not much here though.
I did my first sale.
Opal Museum. Where'd you do your first sale?
That one back there.
Jewels of Opal.
Yeah.
Plenty of shops. Fuck.
Everywhere. Opal Cave.
Tourist traders.
It's all Opal stores.
All Opal, Star Opal.
Just Opals. Star Opal.
There's all the miners, guys, in their shops.
Mining equipment there.
Another shop, Opal Centre. Some fucking horses in that thing.
Every single street. Shops as well. No matter where you go. That's Boris's wife's cafe.
What's it called?
Didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo. So if you guys are in Coober Pedy, check out Didgeridoo Cafe. This is where they do the gem show, the Croatia Club. A little bit busy. Do you reckon it's a bit busier this year?
Yeah, a bit busier this year. Lots more tourists.
Tourists, hopefully, I reckon they buy something though. This is what it's like out in the heights. Lot easier than Queensland and New South Wales.
Yeah, access to power.
Yeah, you get power, water, you got food, and you can mine all year round because a lot of it's underground, done underground.
We can just keep It's a big open car.
So in Coober Pedy, the opal's mined by using both hand tools and machinery. So first the miners, they'll drill a test hole to find opal bearing rock, and once the opal's detected, they use jackhammers, excavators, or like blowers, which is like a giant vacuum like machine to remove the dirt and the rock. So in the past, miners used to actually dig the shafts by hand. So could you imagine that in this heat? Moving tons and tons of dirt and tunneling, which is really dangerous because any moment they can collapse on you.
See, that's a machine up there that drills the tunnels.
You can see the tunnel machine in the distance.
That's an active claim. So that sifts through the rocks there. So you just pass the skill through there. So with their, dozer or excavator, they lift the rocks up into the grate. Which sifts through.
very close to town too, the mines. It's not like Winton or in Queensland where you have to travel like hundreds of kilometres to your mine. Very exclusive. And there's a lot of risks with mining too. The extreme heat, unstable tunnels, and the risk of cave-ins, and the dust can be really harmful for like respiratory issues. You get some of the best opal in the world down at Coober Pedy. 95% of the world's opal is from Australia. And the opal is really valuable because of their colours, the combination of high quality, rarity and characteristics. The opals from Coober Pedy, they're mainly light. They can display a beautiful play of colour, and they're not as intense as black opals, if that's not your thing. It's really hard to find the high grade opals too around here. That makes them really valuable.
See those pegs, so that's how they know where their claim is. See the big open cut here?
So we're here at an open cut mine. They can't work the open cut mine over here, but it is easier than tunneling coals. This is what Paul's opal mine. So you can actually noodle here. He lets people noodle here. You see some people now going through some stuff. So this is how they'll tunnel.
So this is just
this used to be an old mine.
So it is still just a shaft, but this is just to let people get in easy. See that tunneler?
That's the machine they use. And down there would be where you'd be mining.
Because what I can do is notice here, where I can do a lot of curries and things that come to and board to do that. Yeah. So along with that, they've got the big winch, which probably can only cater for 80 people.
You see they're tunneling. Yeah. So we're heading down into the mine.
So they've done a gradual slope so all tourists can come and have a look at what it's like inside. Just so originally they would have been lowered down and climbed down the ladder to get down here. Straight down, probably 20 meters.
What way do they start?
Anyway.
Hello.
See, well, this is
The shaft.
man working down shaft, so this is how they would have gone up and down. How fucked?
Just a rope, hey?
Yeah, and a ladder. There's a temperature.
It's really cool in here. Really cool in here.
18 degrees. And so if we had a UV light that was flat, you can see inside traces of it.
What's through there?
I mean, you can go through.
These are working holes.
Look straight up here.
So they used to get up and down. Well, they still do it like this, but
Yeah, they still do it.
how deep do you reckon? What, 20 meters? 15, 20
Yeah,
meters?
15, 20 meters. And they can go deeper.
Where are they working it? Through.
So this was the mine. And you see here, they've dug it out a bit. Right here. So they would have found trace of stuff and they've just...
Dug through, you can see the little holes too. Is that UV light?
So that's how they go.
You can see how the chips of opal. And what did they say? They only found out the UV light works in the 2000s. So can you imagine back in the day how much opal would have been missed?
They're just going around with
Millions and
flashlights.
millions of dollars. Flashlights in your vision.
So that's a tunneling machine, that's how they dig it out.
So they'd climb through and
Yeah. So they would have found a big trace in here to dig this out.
do they keep finding traces or they just keep going? Are they,
I think it's
do they,
an active mine still.
so they're still...
Doing something. Well, you can see the slide there and the slip. So that's where all the sort of water and the silica went down. So that goes down, and that's where the opal's found. Just step as well.
Yeah, I can't see shit. We got a torch.
So I think it's really new.
So what's he putting the blower on?
20, 30 minutes.
Put your flashlight on there.
Yeah.
As you can see, this bit's new.
So this
I
is-
can smell
this
it.
is-
You can smell it.
This is where they're mining, where they were. See, look at that.
Yeah.
Wall.
So is this a water thing? You can see actual bits of opal there. Just no colour though.
So what is
So
this?
that's
It's like quartz.
Yeah, well, whatever that is.
But you can see how it claws away.
Just where the water's run through.
Oh, so that's where the machine claws away at the
Oh, yeah.
ground. So even these, like,
You don't know what's inside there.
you never know. See, it almost looks like a shell.
Bellamite.
Nah.
Imagine.
But how
Shows-
here we probably 30, 40
It's good they got
meters.
power in here too. No, that's just how far it's come.
That there's probably 30 meters underground. You know how many millions of tons would be weighing on top
Yeah,
of this roof?
I know, it's crazy to think. Lucky there's no earthquakes here.
Yeah. Be fucking finished.
Oh no, this is uncomparable to what it's like down in Queensland, where Milo mines. You know, it's cool down here. Got electricity. Obviously not everyone's got electricity, but
You could be here
you know,
all day.
to be here all day in your mine.
So we've got 41 feet on the ground.
Yeah, well.
So this is how all the mines would have been.
Yeah, it's claustrophobic. Can you head out this way or we
It's
gotta
on
go?
the level, so you see that sort of white sort of thing. That's what they were following. And there it goes. See, every direction. There's no way to really tell what direction to head.
Nah, well we've walked by this.
How steep is this?
Yeah, this is pretty steep. Got some explosives. So they'd stick these into the wall
Into the hole, yeah.
and just bang.
Is it in there?
So this is
Oh, there's one in the wall.
So yeah, look at that. So if we lit that right now, boom. This probably doesn't work. Probably dead. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. Just the exit. No.
Just an exit. But we can just follow it on. And sort of take into dig out. So even here, look. You have the level. So that's where water would have seeped and sat.
So that was just like the seabed.
Yeah, well not the seabed, but the cracks in the ground.
Cracks in the ground.
like self-tipper boys. So it
How
follows
does he
up
get the opal up?
follows the rails up and then it tips out.
Ladder.
See, look at that. It goes in even further.
They used to get in and out. Wow, look at that.
Goes in, so
Jeez, that's like another 10 meters. Got a tour going on at the moment. That's it. All old mining equipment, big open cut here. See people go through this and find bits of chips. It's Coober Pedy. You can see a big open cut there. Look at the size of that. Look at this one. You can see the old machinery. Do they still use that, you reckon? Or no? They still use it. What is it, like a... So that's a sword that
Like
pull the rocks up?
So the ones with the big bins on the back, so that's like the big vacuum one. The one with the tube is what drills the holes. That's what we saw at the ground itself.
So imagine back in the day, they would have had to be carrying buckets.
Yeah, buckets up that rope.
Up a ladder, that's probably not even fucking put on properly. You see the difference how far it's come. So back at the trade show, the Croatian club, this surprise Milo, hopefully he sold some Opal, probably not. Fucking flies everywhere. We've got 2 pigs on over there. Here's our booth, here's Big Milo. So here are some of the opalized fossils that we have at the moment. So as you can see, some belemnites, some amazing colour. We've got a full pipe here, which we're really rare to find. We've got 2 shells, and have a look at this one. Look at the colour on that. All naturally formed. So this is a rare process that combines fossilization with opal formation. So around 100 to 120 million years ago, the area was actually covered by a vast inland sea. So when the marine creatures like shellfish, plants and their remains were buried in the seabeds, over time the organic material decayed, so over about 100 million years. So these leave behind like cavities or impressions of the surrounding rocks, like the surrounding fossil. So these spaces will normally be filled with minerals, but actually they were like silica-rich water slowly seeped into them. So it left behind deposits of silica that eventually hardens, and then what you see in my hand is the result, fossilized opal. So only place in the world where opalized fossils can be found, Coober Pedy. So here's some Olympic crystal that we got at the moment from Coober Pedy. Some of the best crystal opal that you will ever see in your life. Oh, look at that colour. Just past the airport is the Olympic mine. About 15 minutes out from town. You can just see the amazing colour. And a lot of these are over 20-30 carats, so they're pretty decent sized stones. So me and Blake are just at the Opal Museum, having a look around. Nice setup here. Ghosts in the mine. You can see the size of the belemnites, like what you've seen on our channel. We've got them fully opalized. So this is what it used to look like about 100 million years ago, 120 million years ago. This is a plesiosaur. Dinosaur. And you get it opalized. It's pretty cool, worth a lot of money. So yeah, Australia used to be an inland sea a long time ago. So that's why you get a lot of sea life. Get a lot of sea life in Coober Pedy, a lot of fossils, a lot of shells.